What is going on, my super sandwiches? Ramstar here, and today I want to talk about Captain Ginyu, Tagoma, and basically what happened on Planet Namek when Captain Ginyu stole Goku's body. But before we start, I'm going to toss out the spoiler alert right now, because we are going to be discussing episode 22. So if you have not seen that yet, go watch that and then come back here, or watch this anyways and then watch 22 later. But basically the question that's been going around the community is, how the hell did Captain Ginyu steal Tagoma's body and, number one, not only have control of it, but two, control it better than Tagoma had? But when he did that to Goku and Planet Namek, he couldn't even tap into like a small percentage of Goku's power. What the hell is going on? Is Toei screwing up? Is this an inconsistency? Did Captain Ginyu get better? Honestly, we don't know. But I do have a theory that kind of makes sense, and before I tell you mine, I want to hear yours. So at any point in this video, feel free to drop your thoughts in the comment section below, letting me know basically why Captain Ginyu had better control of Tagoma, but couldn't control Goku in the comment section below. So my first point is, Tagoma doesn't seem like a offensive character. Honestly, from looking at Tagoma, Shorbei, and Shisami, I feel like Tagoma and Shorbei were kind of like the brains of that part of the Frieza army, whereas someone like Shisami was like the grunt, basically. When they needed to fight anybody, they sent out Shisami. Whenever they need to do anything, they send out somebody else in exchange of them. I feel like Tagoma and Shorbei were always kind of like the guys who basically stay in the back room, basically on the computer, whereas everybody else is out in the field working. That's basically how I see Shorbei and Tagoma. And really, it's Shorbei, and Tagoma to me seems more like an assistant to Shorbei than anything. With that said, Shorbei is not really a fighter. He's just some guy that's wants to be evil, I guess, who's in the Frieza army. He's a high rank, and that's about it. But as far as his strength, he's pretty weak, and we already know that Shisami could probably easily wipe the floor with old Tagoma. Obviously not anymore, but the old Tagoma seems to be kind of afraid of Shisami. Now, so obviously when you take Captain Ginyu, for example, and who knows how to fight, has a lot of experience of fighting, when he takes over Tagoma's body, he knows how to use it better, he knows how to fight, he basically has more experience being a warrior rather than the guy who just sits in the back room. So that's my first point. My second point is, Tagoma doesn't really seem to be an offensive character. His trait at this point is he has a high defense. I mean, the last 4 months he spent basically getting tortured by Frieza, and all he did was beat him to near death every single day and tell him to basically clean himself up and start again tomorrow. So because of that, Tagoma's body is extremely powerful and can take a lot of hits. And when you give a body like that to Captain Ginyu, who knows how to fight, who has a great experience with offense-based attacks, it's a great mix. So the second point is the fact that Tagoma's body is not really even that special. It's just very defensive. Let's use an RPG game as an example. Let's take RuneScape, to those who play RuneScape, because I'm sure a lot of you guys have. In RuneScape, when you build your character, you can basically train any way you want, and the main offensive ways to train is attack, strength, and defense. Now, if you train your character to be defense only, and let's say you go to level 99 defense, you're going to take less damage compared to somebody who has a lot of attack and strength but really low defense. So having high defense is great, but you also have to balance it out with, being able to do some damage, otherwise your character is useless. Essentially, right now, Tagoma is a high defense character, but everything else is kind of mediocre, which is why he didn't do that well. Well, he did pretty well, but he didn't do it as well as he could have. So that's the second thing. There's really no big secret to his body. And that kind of leads me to the third point. Tagoma's body is pretty basic, whereas Goku was pretty complex. I mean, there's some plot holes there because, Ginyu could only tap into a small percentage of Goku's power level. But then again, Goku was a more complex character. He had the Kaioken, he had the Spirit Bomb, he had all these moves that you can't really just take his body and immediately know. You have to take some time to really learn what Goku went through. He's a very, very complex warrior, as opposed to Tagoma, who's just this alien dude who sat, again, in the back room on a computer, working for some boss that he never really even talked to or even seen up to this point. So because of that combination, I feel like Tagoma was a perfect example, or perfect sample, I should say, to Captain Ginyu, where it's great defense, and now this guy who is a better offense is able to basically take this alien, which is Tagoma, and use him a lot better than Tagoma ever could. So that's the reason why I think it worked out much better as opposed to how it did with Goku. Because again, Goku is a very complex character. I mean, it is kind of a plot hole. I'm not gonna lie. It is kind of a plot hole. The fact that Captain Ginyu could only tap into 20,000. I forgot what his power level was, but it was like 20,000 or something. Something really, really small, as opposed to the max power level, which at the time Goku was pretty powerful. But again, I'm just going to go ahead and just point my fingers at the fact that Goku's character was far more complex than Tagoma, who was just this guy that just came out of 4 months of training, and he's basically a defense tank with no guns. Does that make sense? So that's honestly what I think that happened there, and that probably makes the most sense to me. But what do you guys think? Why do you think Captain Ginyu was able to use Tagoma's body much better than he could Goku? Let me know your best thoughts in the comment section below, and if you agree or disagree with what I said, I would love to hear from what the community thinks. I am excited for episode 23, because if you guys saw the previews, which I assume everyone who's watching this video has already seen has seen episode 22. If you started previous to episode 23, it's pretty obvious now that Vegeta is going to show up and kill Tagoma, and I cannot wait to see that. I cannot wait to see Vegeta and Goku in action for the first time after walking out of that time chamber that we sent them into. So that's pretty exciting to see, and I cannot wait for episode 23 this weekend to see the actual fighting take place, which I hope they have some fights. I feel like, I'm calling now, I feel like Vegeta and Goku are going to show up at the very end of the episode, kill Tagoma, and then the episode is going to end. But I'm hoping that, prior to any of that happening, I hope that we get Rage Gohan, because if you guys remember, Frieza just shot down Piccolo, and I want Rage Gohan to come back and, give basically Frieza the hands or something, or just something exciting leading up to it. But I guess we'll find out this weekend. But yeah, anyways, before I start talking in circles, let me know your thoughts on the whole theory as to why Captain Ginyu had better control, and we'll take them from there. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and if you did, make sure you leave a like right below. Any questions, comments, and feedback is always welcome. Just drop it in the comment section, and we'll take it from there. You guys enjoy the rest of the day. My name is Ramsal, and I will see all you awesome Super Saiyans in the comment section below. Peace!